Welcome to Multinet Design. We are starting another project afresh. So in this tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you on how to create twin duplex. That is the main detached duplex for that matter. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the project I've already created and it's available, but this is how it's going to be. So I've done this one. Let me quickly show you what I've done in the progressive part. This is the project entirely. This is how I started. I've already submitted it for the client and the approval is being done. It's based in Lagos State, Nigeria actually. So the name of the client is there, which I'm going to put as a something that for the confidence, no matter what the case may be. So I have the ground floor plan here, which is this, then the first floor and things like that. So for all this side, I'm going to be taking you one after the other. I build everything on that. So the section, which are the details, the elevation, mat and everything. So we are going to study how you create everything from beginning to the end, how you arrange all these things in your development program and things like that. So feel free to follow this project as I'm doing it one after the other to the very end. So I'm going to start the project now. Let's go. So here is the project as it's been said. These are the previous one that I've done before. So I'm starting this afresh now so that we move on from here to the next beautiful project. So now click on, if you have this one, you open your Revit. So this is what you are going to be seeing. So you start by clicking on the new project. So here is the new project template, which is what will appear. So if you have like mine, you know, I used to tell you I have my own template, which is of this one, but I'm not going to use any of this. I'm going to use the predefined one, which is here. So if you don't have your own, you should check the way I create template. You see how you create your own template and fix it where it will be able to applicable, and you will see it so that you'll be able to use it for your whole construction. So I'm using matrix architectural. Depends on the kind of project you want to work on. If you are doing structural, if you are doing construction, all those things have been there. So if you are new to Revit, that's why I'm trying to take my time to explain all these things to you. But if you are the professional already, so just skip all this one and jump to the real project straight up. So I'm clicking here now, start a project for that matter. So let it load. It's confidently we're going to be load. So this is the Revit interface for no matter what the case may be. So here is the project browser, here is the property line. So if you one way or the other you open your own Revit, you are not seeing all this one. Let's say like this one is disappear, like this one is disappear, but now you want to bring them back and you are not seeing them, but you want to bring them back. So you have two opportunities to do that. You can click on property, this one will appear back. But this particular one that is here is not going to appear by clicking on just property here. So you can just like project browser, it's available here, so you can just click on project browser, it comes back. So that is how they work. So many other things that are here when you click. So if you not see them like that, so you can come to view like this view as well. So from here you're going to switch, you're going to see user interface. So user interface, you have a lot of them here. The one you toggle is the one that will bounce up for you. So you can imagine the proper project browser, the property bar and every other things are already here. So you work on them, all of them are here. So this is the file and this is the menu and this is the toolbar, things like that. So many other things that are available. So as you are working on architectural, so we want to use architectural templates, so you come here and start our project. So this is in the project browser. Why this project browser is much important is that because you have floor plan, which is the project activities, how it's going to be on. This place is just a workstation. It's the workplace where you are going to get everything done. That was you are drawing it. All your drawing are going to be taking place here, but the organizations are here. The property of all your drawing, every element you are choosing, they are going to be have their own property at this place. So this is where you change the property, the color aspect and everything. This is where you come and dialogue with all those things that you have on property. So by the time we start the project completely, you are going to see them as we progress. So if you have the property project level 1 here, we have level 2, we have sites. So if you are following my tutorial from beginning, all these ones are not going to be new to you. But if you are new to this page because of someone making a reference to certain things that I should teach them, those are I'm trying to come back here. So sorry for those who have been following my channel for long, for this little bit of delay. So but let me just quickly to explain for those who are new. So now this is the what you have here, floor plan. So if you have the floor plan here, the same thing you're having ceiling, the same thing you're having what the ceiling plan. So the number of floor you have, this number of ceiling you are going to have. It's only one that is not applicable here is the sides, which is not going to, because this one is a top level. So we have east elevation. Those are the elevation of the one. So these markers represent each elevations. Are you getting what I'm saying? These markers, this elevation, these are the elevation markers. Like this one now is actually for the east. So if you click on this one and say go to, let's click on the front and say go to elevation, you're going to see going to be at the east. So the east is going to be of a thick bold letter, because of what, that is where you are. So if you click on it like this, it's going to be bold, but in the on the plan it's not going to select that. But if you select it here, it's going to be, this is what, this is south, while this one is north, and this is the west. So the 4 cardinal points are represented. You can create more if you want the adjacent parts. Like if you draw a diagonal elevation, if you want to show that, you can create your own and make it and rename it according to what you want it to be. So that is what I want to explain at this level. So when we are going, most of this we are going to come back to them and create more about it. So I can't draw without having one thing. So if I have this, all this one in place, I need to have one thing we call I call it foundation level. So how do you create foundation level? Go to the any of the elevation and likely go to start elevation. So what you just need to do is to click and create similar. So if you are not creating similar to, you can be on architecture and see the level. See this is the level here. You can select the level and create it. So you just like click here below of that one. So when you click below of 1000, it's going to be at minus, because this is normal assigned level 0. So it's going to be at 1000. So what do? You rename it. You can rename it here or rename it here. So rename it from here. It's going to be better. So just say the name. So when you just click here and you say foundation, so that is it. So you have foundation. What did this say? Would you like to rename the corresponding level field? Say yes. So click yes and it will rename, and you have your foundation in place. So these are the. So there's still more setting to do with this one, but we are going to get there and explain everything one after the other. So my level is 4000, which I don't want. So I'm going to use 3200 or 3150 because of the slab level. So I'm going to use 3150. So if I need more, like I want to create more elevation, I can create it. So if you create elevation, like you can create more by clicking on this one. I say create similar. So by that you click on this. So you click here and like click. So you can change this one, add to this. So 1003. So you change this one to 6300 because you are going to be adding 3150 to everyone. So 1300 for this particular level. So I'm done with this. So as I've done this, you can imagine that you are creating it, you are having reflection on the ceiling level, which is whenever you create any side of the elevation you create, all those levels are going to be there completely. So that is the joy of Revit. So we want to draw plan now. So if you are drawing a plan, you don't start from foundation. The first thing you need to do is to get your plan right from the level 1, because that is the occupying area. So you're going to start that one. So as we have here now, like the project I want to create swing flats, what I need to do, the size of the land we're given, which is actually a normal plot of land, but because it's not going to be used for only this one, so many other things are there, but this particular project is just based on that. So let's quickly do the whole design according to what it is. So now let's just say I click on the wall, architectural wall. So I told you when you click on this one, you see the property has already changed. When you don't have wall, press escape on your something, you're going to see that it's only recognize the floor plan alone. That is because it's recognizing only this one, and you can be able to manipulate whatever you want to do. It's not that it's not working, you are working the floor plan according to what you are seeing here. So the level 1, the property of level 1s are here, the field range, the clip, and every other thing, the numbers of the, so they were all here. The name of it, you can decide to rename it if you want to rename it to from here. So that is how these ones are functioning for. Now I click on the wall, like I've said. The properties of the wall are what? basic wall, wall generic basic wall, that is generic 200mm. So if you want to change it, you have many other walls that are available here, that predefined one. So these are the walls that are what applicable and available. But if you don't want it to be, if you don't want it, or you want to change the property, you are good to go. So for me, I'm going to change it because I don't want this thickness. I want to check the thickness, which is going to be normal 9 inches, which is going to be 225. That is what I want to use. So I click on the property edit. I want to change the thickness of the wall. The width is set to 200mm. So I want to change it to 225. So that is it categorically. So I select this one for the purpose. So I will click OK. Then I don't need to work with the material for now. I just want the thickness so that we get my design right. After which I can come and change the material and the color and so any other editing I want to do to the wall. So let's start straight up. So now what I do, as I have selected the wall, I want to start my work. So I'm going to divide this. Since I have twin, I'm doing twin flat, that is semi-detached. I will click like this. I don't normally like two line colors like this. I like a solid black, so that is solid color. So how will I do that? That everything is going to be black. If you toggle on this one now, you're not going to see any effects, and it's going to be looking like you're just doing normal line. So I'd always like to change my line to be normal solid black. How will I do that? So click on the view, go to visibility graphics. From visibility graphics, you can change it. If you change anything here on this template, you are just going to have a model category of what you have done, which is going to affect only the view you are working on. But I don't like doing things in this way, so I would like to use object style. So follow the instruction and see what I'm doing. So object style, I'm going to wall. Now I can decide to change the cutting part to, I'm going to increase it to 6. Let me increase it to 7. Okay, so let's quickly practice and see what you have here. So 7 here, look at it now. When you click on this one, it's going to be thicker than this one. You see, you have more thick wall like that. So now instead of me coming here again, I'm going to just press G on my system, on my keyboard, G. This will pop up for me. So I'm going to edit that again. So this time around, I want to change the cutting part to solid black. So I'm going to set under material. Look at it, under material column. You click here and you edit that. So material is not that you're going to change the material of the appearance. No, you just want to change the so that it will reflect everything you are doing. So cuts here, I'm going to go to graphics. At the graphics, I'm going to work on the cuts. So I'm going to select solid fill. So you can select the background if you feel like to, but I don't need the background for now. So click on that and say okay. So solid fill, everything changed to black. So this one will allow me to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to toggle that off. I don't need that again. So now what I need is that I want to continue to design my project one after the other. So let's go. The first thing, we want to be creating the space. So the standard is going to be here and it's going to be unique. So what I'm creating at the back, I create the rectangular part. So before I start the demarcation of everything one after the other. So this is the first side to be created. I will concentrate my effort on one. So my first thing I need to do is that I want to create the living room. So I'm selecting it here. I want to divide this into 2. Good. So this is going to be divided into 2 for me. So I want to select to create a dining portion. I'm going to divide it that way. So here I will divide it again, and let me just extend it to finish. But good. So what I need to do, I need to work on this aspect too, and I have everything in place. Control Z and Control Z. So orientation of every program is going to involve that I will have some things you need to work with. So what have I done here? I need to look at the dimension and follow everything step after the other. So I want to check the dimension from here. What are the dimensions here? Because things are not going to, let me just use, now if you have issue with this dimension that's selecting from the middle, all you need to do is to change it from center line, change it to face, then you begin to work on it one after the other. So this is the dimension facely. So out into in or out to out, so not center to center. So it depends on the way you are focusing your attention. So now I want to adjust it. So here, select this and say I'm reducing this one to 1400. Good. So I will align that to this. So what is this position for me? This position is just what it is, the terrace part of the house. So for the back side, so I will have that like that, let it be. So I'm going to focus on the front. Let me start my design from the front, so I will be able to get things done in the right proper. So I'm selecting this, click here. So I will just say good. So now what I want to do now is to get a entrance porch for this. So I'm selecting this one. I will say 1900 for the space. Good. So this one is 1900. How will it be for me? Is it okay? So I'm selecting this. Let me see what I have here. Then this one too. So I arrange and I assign everything to wherever they belong to. So this is what I'm going to do consistently and continuously. So I have this one as entrance porch. Is it okay by me? So I will just check this one. This one is going to be my, so change this one. Let it just be like 2400. Good. So I have that. So 2500 for, no, I don't want that. So let's say 2100 will be okay. So here now we reduce this one. So what is the distance of this from here to here? 3000, which is too big, so it cannot be, it's not applicable for the kind of plot of land that I'm using. So now I'm going to reduce this one to 4000. So 4000, I'm going to use 2500 as well. So good. So that is it. So I will remove this one from here, then make this one come to 1400. It's okay. That's nice. So that is what I want to have here. So the sitting room, living room is set for the purpose of what I want to use it for. So now let me work with the kitchen side. Click here. Okay, the kitchen is too bogus, so I can't use that for. So reduce this one to 3200. Good. So you have 3200. Why the dining is 3200 is too small? Let me just say 3500. Good. So this one reduced to 3007 for the dining. So I will remove this one and open. So I'm going to make this one to be a little bit smaller. So I'm getting this one to 3900. Press enter. So good. So I've already gotten the space right for everything. So I'm going to divide this one into two. Click and say split. So split here. Split this one into two. Click here, remove it, click here and reduce it. Good. So this is the parts to which these whole things I'm creating are from. So what I need to do quickly now is to quickly set in by putting the opening. So you know where the entrance are, you know what the openings are staying. So I'm going to use architecture. So click on the first thing I need to do is to work on the door. So the predefined doors are here, so select any one. So these are the ones that are predefined. So if you don't have door in your hole, you can go and load the template. So if you don't know how to load the template, I will just let me know. Signify by I will send one of the project I've done where I imported template for you, so that you'll be watched through and get it done. So you click on any of these. You can edit the door as well. It's not a fixed something, so you click that and say 3100. So here you just click on 900. So pure. So now you start putting the door where this door is supposed to be. Like here, come to kitchen need to have door. Okay, just kitchen door. Then you have this in place. Just let's say this one. So I want to work on this one. There's issue that I've done that I was supposed to do here. So I'm going to create something now. I have this now. Let me just put this one. That's for the toilet. So I will create this one, but this one's supposed to have double door. So I'm going to get double door for this one. So I'll put it there later. So I have this one now, like they are in place it's supposed to be. So this place I want to work on it. Click here and say edit. I'm dividing this into 2. So now what I do here is that I remove, yes, so I click here and say model in place. So this is store. Yes, click on this and align. It's how to align. Yes, the same thing here. You can toggle by changing the arrow. So that is how you work on that. So here is it. You come from the kitchen, you enter into this space. You can reduce this. At the same time, you can just reduce this one and reduce the dining size to 2004 so that kitchen will have a little bit of space. Okay, so you align everything to wall like that. So the next thing is that let us quickly put the opening like windows. So the window is here. I'm going to use normal windows, straight up, straight down. So I'm going to use this one or window fix. So I'm not going to edit anything for now, but I just want to fix it so that I will have them in place. So click here and say duplicate. So duplicate now, I'm going to call it fancy. So let it be fancy. So here you click on the height. I'm going to change the height to 1700. So the width I will maintain 500 for that. I will say okay. So change it from here, change it to 2100. So for the height, so you can have as many as possible. So let it just be in place like that. Good. So we are still in the same process, so anything can still change during the elevation, but you just want to get the plan right so that we proceed from here. So this is it. Now we done with that. So we put the kitchen windows here as well. So that's the way the kitchen windows will be. So everywhere is now open. So by this one too, we have this in place as well. So it's going to be 2. Now the reason is for aesthetic purpose. There is modern way of which windows are now being redesigned that we cover up. So sorry for the breaking of light. So that is it for in this position. So we have already cut all this one in place and they are now opening for the use. So what I do here is that I will align. Fine. So in the store too, I'm going to break and copy this instead of me creating another one. Just copy and paste. So the door is being created. So as I have done this one now, you know that we have already finished this aspect. So all you just need to do is to quickly create a grid, so that when you work on the grid, so do whatever you want to do. The vertical grid first. That's what we're going to create only on this one. So when you are selecting grid, let this be at the center of your wall. I'm going to indicate that is the beauty of Revit. It snap to the center. So you work on this one as well, and you do this one. So you have 3 grid in space like this. So you can do the horizontal maybe later, but not now. So as you have this one, you can just like double, so that you have the go to the first size, they will be labeled. So that is what we want to do here. So the next class we are going to put annotation on this. So the parts 1 of the ground is being developed. This is the ground floor plan. This is the dining. This is the kitchen. Alright, let me quickly give annotation to them so that you know what we work on. So here is the living room. So like that. So we have kitchen here for the purpose of those who want to start practicing immediately. So we have dining here. So you can go ahead and create your own design which will fit in for what we are doing. So dining, so we have terrace, so terrace at the back. Then we have entrance porch here. have visitor toilet fitting. So the development of everything I will still do them later after I got the whole templates fixed in. So thanks for watching. See you in the next tutorial when we come to develop more of this aspect.